U.S. cities that are overflowing with affordable single-family homes. So if you're a new-time home buyer, maybe you could consider moving into one of these. But of course, be careful, do your research, and make sure the industries around these areas is actually diverse. It does not depend on one industry alone. It says here with medium house prices in the U.S. itching towards $500,000, and mortgage rates back over 7%, home buyers and investors alike are getting choked out of the market. According to Realtor.com, there are several markets where you can buy a good quality home in a good neighborhood for under 300,000. The 7 cities identified, I'm just going to mention the top 3 probably. Birmingham, Alabama, Buffalo, New York, and Cleveland, Ohio. The other ones are Detroit, Pittsburgh, Rochester, and St. Louis. So let's discuss the top 3 here. The ones that actually are listed in the article. So Birmingham, Alabama, medium house prices rose by 4% annually to 290,000 in March of this year, like 2 months ago. The good news for buyers and investors that listing inventory rose 27.6% year over year. So inventory rose, that means prices are most likely stable. Now I will say something about Birmingham, just because I live in Alabama and I do track the Alabama market. I live in Huntsville. And I mean, I think Huntsville was put in the map really during 2020, really, if you really want to consider it, because there was still house prices were lower than other markets and rent was booming. And this city is actually growing super fast. But anyways, what I'm trying to get to is in the census of 2010, Birmingham was the number 1 city in Alabama, population-wise, metro area, population-wise. Montgomery was at number 2. Huntsville was at number 3. But now in the 2020 census, the one that happened 4 years ago, Huntsville became number 1, surpassing Montgomery and Birmingham. Birmingham was at number 2 and Montgomery was number 3. And again, from my perspective, Birmingham is actually in a decline according to the census that happened in 2020. If I'm not mistaken, a reduced population. So again, do your research. I'm not entirely sure where this article got their data, but do your own research when you investigate these cities yourself. So it says here, a complete remodel detached 1,700 square foot home with 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, it will cost you 290,000 in Birmingham. Now, Birmingham has been one of the, it says here, Birmingham has been one of the fastest appreciating cities in the South. In March 2024, the median listing home price was 179, and it went up 20% year over year, which is insane. The second city is Buffalo, New York, which is in the north, bordering Canada, has benefited from a decade of city initiatives that poured billions into park, public art projects, and apartment complexes. The 2020 census figures show the population increase for the first time in 70 years. A medium home price here it will cost you about 270,000. So yeah, and then the last city is Cleveland, Ohio, which the area has over 110,000 college students and sees 3.7 billion in annual research. Medicine is the city's leading employer through research, biotech, medtech, and healthcare. Spearheaded by the Cleveland Clinic. And I remember I used to live there back when I was a kid, and I didn't like Cleveland because it was too cold. So yeah, I mean, but it's great that Cleveland is still doing well. Other industries in Cleveland is manufacturing, law, aerospace, banking, insurance, technology, education, and other items. The median home price in Cleveland is 227,000. And lastly, according to Rent Cafe data, 59% of household rent in Cleveland, making it another primal rate. I'm not sure what that means. So just forget that I said that. All right, let's go over to our second story because we stayed